It's live. We're live.
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Gotcha. Oh, you can count. That's that's a good start.
I can count. Me.
That's a good start. That's a good start. Okay, guys, we're gonna jump right into it. All right. So, welcome to another episode of Hardwork, Bad Decisions, and your my name is Gilbert Smith. Co-host is
Rachel Michelle Jones.
Yeah, speaking to the mic.
Rachel Michelle Jones.
Yeah. And we have a special guest, Kevin Jones. What's going on, buddy? Yeah. Don't worry. You just have millions and millions and millions of people watching you right now. Or maybe just 5. I don't know. But so Kevin.
Millions.
Let's go over a couple of things first. Since the introductions are done. First and foremost, let me thank our new subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys for following. The YouTube channel is growing and building.
We really appreciate all of the shares, the likes, everyone who's subscribed. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Just keep subscribing, and we can keep growing and try to build this thing. But last week episode was awesome.
Last week was so much fun. We talked about Valentine's Day. We went over the 5 love languages, and it was a blast. How was your Valentine's Day? How did it turn out?
Yeah, my Valentine's Day was pretty cool. We went to Cowboy Star. We had a really great dinner.
It was so nice.
Yeah, it was some good food. Yeah, it's one of the best Valentines I've had in a long time. My boy Bernard Johnson, he was in the military with me. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. So last week we talked about basically love. Like you said, the love language. I gave the top 5 gifts to give to men.
Last week got a little weird at times, but if you guys missed last week's episode, definitely go back and check that out. That was the fun time. What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely go back and check it out.
Yeah.
But tonight
we
got a really good episode tonight too.
Yeah. Tonight's gonna be a lot of fun. You got some big news.
I have some huge news that I can't wait to announce and share with all of you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till later though.
Yeah.
Let's dive into tonight's episode and just stick around. And then later I'll be sharing some huge news.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss out on.
Guys, stick around because Rachel's gonna drop a bomb.
I'm dropping a bomb.
I drop a bomb, and it's gonna be really cool. So stick around to the end of it. But we're gonna jump into the topic. So the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's talk about
it.
Okay, so now your birthday's tomorrow. Well, guess what, guys? His birthday is tomorrow. That's the first thing he said. That's the only thing that matters. His birthday.
How old are you turning?
Yeah.
I'm turning
7. Seriously?
Yeah. You said how old?
I'm turning
12.
old enough to give me Facebook.
Oh,
no,
wow.
You sure aren't.
He is negotiating right now on live Facebook about getting his own Facebook account.
This
kid is
Facebooking
smart.
You'll be doing, right?
Yeah.
You see how we're live right now? This is the only Facebook that you're going to have for a couple more years.
Wow, that's actually pretty smart, bro. Put her on the spot.
Oh, no, it's absolutely not. Because you have to be 14? Isn't that like the age that you make
I'm
Facebook?
turning 15.
Eventually. That's tomorrow.
Are we just making this up? We're just making this up?
No, I think 14 is the age that
No.
you have to have Facebook.
Hey, guys, do anybody know the Facebook rules? Like, can you not have a Facebook? Like, if you under 14? I thought
those are the rules, and I'm not going to break the law.
the Facebook law.
I want to
Kayla. Is that your cousin, Kayla?
I'm sorry?
Kayla says hi?
Kayla says hi. I don't have a cousin.
Oh.
Kevin's cousin's Jayla.
Oh, Jayla. All right. Okay. That was weird. All right. Moving on. All right. Anyways, we brought Kevin on the episode to talk about his new venture into the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
Man, you are becoming a boxer. How are you feeling about that?
I like it a lot. I think it's good that I'm learning how to defend myself.
Yeah. That's really cool. The fact that you in the sport of boxing, learning how to defend yourself and being athletic, I think is super cool. So I know it's still new to you.
Mm-hmm.
How was it your first day? You can be honest too.
I was really nervous, and like the first day, I didn't know how to jump rope or do stuff. So
Most people don't know how to jump rope.
I still don't know how to jump rope.
Yeah. You know what? I'm still learning myself. So coming into class, learning how to jump rope, and you got my homeboy Carlos, which is a great instructor, screaming at you. Well, he wasn't screaming at you, but you know, he was telling you things. You were like, it was like speaking Spanish to you, huh? I'm assuming.
I think so.
In other words, a little confusing.
Yeah.
He might have been speaking Spanish.
Yeah, he could have been speaking Spanish.
Sometimes.
So your first day was a little bit scary, but what made you keep coming back?
There's a lot of things that I kept quitting on.
Yeah.
I didn't want to keep quitting on stuff, so I decided to keep coming and coming. And eventually I started liking it, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize how powerful that statement was that you just made. So basically, he's saying that he tried some other things that you felt like you quit on.
Yeah.
And you told yourself, I'm going to do boxing and I'm going to commit to this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to quit. That's powerful. That's powerful. So, which is really cool because a lot of people don't have that same type of commitment. They want to try something that seems pretty cool, but when they start doing it and it becomes tough, they want to go home. But you said, not today.
Yep.
Not today. I love that. So, tell me what, some of the favorite parts about boxing you like, maybe your favorite punch.
My favorite punch is throwing a two.
Throwing a two? What's that? Tell me.
It's right hand.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Your right hand cross. So for guys, if you don't know that's watching, boxing, it has like a punch count. Like one is your jab for most right-handed fighters. The one is a jab, which is your left hand, and two is your right cross, which is your right hand. Did I say it right? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Correct me, because I get punched in the head for a living, so I may mess some things up. So your favorite punch is a cross. Yeah. You love throwing that cross, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I watched you from the first day to Friday, which was a sparring day. Yeah. And just your confidence has grown. You're more comfortable in class. Do you feel more comfortable now?
Yeah, I feel much more comfortable. I have my own gloves too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm actually being a little bit of a bad role model here because I got gum in my mouth. Now you got gum in your mouth, so I could tell you chewing while trying to talk. But we're going to try to reduce the chewing a little bit. So I made a deal with him. I said, hey, if you are consistent for about a good month, I'm going to get you your own boxing gloves. And you did that. He's like, man, this gum is tasting good. Now I'm about to lose it. So how does it feel to have your own gloves? You don't have to borrow the gym gloves and use gloves everybody else is using. You got your own pair. How does that feel?
It feels better than the gloves that I have to use from there.
Yeah, it's a little bit safer, more cushion.
Yeah, not sweaty.
Not sweaty, disgusting. and does it feel like you accomplished something and you went a whole month and plus to a boxing training with some days I'm hearing from your mother, you've been coming home sore and tired sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. But then you go to your mom and you tell your mom, massage me, mom, because his mother, Rachel, is a massage therapist. So you got to hook up there, huh?
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah. So now I'm also hearing from your mother. I mean, she's your biggest fan.
Oh yeah.
I'm also hearing that you're starting to get some muscles.
Yeah.
Show me some of those muscles. Uh-oh. Drum roll. He's ready to show. Woo! Look at those muscles. Oh man, look. You get in there, brother. You get in there, white chocolate. So sorry. But either way, your ability to go in there, and because Friday was sparring, that means you took some punches.
Yeah.
See, it's all good and fun when you throwing punches and you're hitting the bag, you're hitting mitts, you're hitting in your pads, whatever kids and people. When you getting punched, it changes a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it does.
So tell me, how'd you deal with that? Getting punched and the pain a little bit, being afraid? Because everybody get afraid when they spar.
Well, so I usually just kind of like push through it when they punch. You know,
Yeah.
I
Just be tough.
Yeah, and it's not like I get hit and then just like try to quit or something.
Yeah.
Or, like run back.
Uh-huh.
That's what I did the first sparring night, but I could tell I changed because I don't do that at all, and I hit back too.
Yeah.
I used to not hit that at all.
Yeah. So tell me if I'm wrong, to make sure that everybody got the situation. So as you've grown with the sport of boxing and come into class and become more comfortable and sparring nights, now when you get hit, it still hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're able to take it and you're able to fight back.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm not even joking. That's a powerful statement. Once again, you just dropping jewels. You're just dropping them. Okay. So what about your connection with the other students or the other members, the kids your age? Are you starting to fit in and starting to find some friends?
Yeah, I am. Like I'm starting to talk to people. It's mostly adults most of the time.
Yeah. Because the time you come, you actually actually we should say this first and foremost. He comes to my gym in Carlos' gym. It's called Victory MMA and Hustle Hard Boxing. Typically, for your age, you would have come to the kids class. However, because your mother do jiu-jitsu at the same time, which we're going to talk about, you actually come to the adult class. So you are relatively the smallest kid there, or like there's another kid. There's a couple of kids your size, but there's only a few.
Yeah.
So you training with adults.
Yeah.
Is that intimidating, like with bigger people, or do you feel more comfortable that you got bigger people that you can trust?
I feel more comfortable with bigger people I can trust.
That makes sense. And the fact that, now there are a couple kids in there and you building some relationships with those kids and you talking to them and playing around and having a good time. Like, it's fun for you now, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So the next step is we got to come up with a fight name.
Ooh, yes.
We got to come up with a fight name.
Yeah,
Kevin Jones. Kevin something Jones. So guys, if you could come up with a cool fight name for this up and comer, 2024 Olympic hopeful, shoot it to us and we see if we could pick one of them. Hopefully, come up with a really cool name.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else you want to share, man?
Not really.
he's like I want to go outside and go play. Either way, Kevin, I'm proud of you for sticking with boxing and not being afraid. I know it's still a little scary at times. I get a little afraid, but sticking with it, fighting through your fears. Yeah. I'm really, really proud of you, brother.
Grandma says K-Dog for the name.
K-Dog. K-Dog. We're going to keep working on that fight name for him. Thank you for the submission there, Grandma. Yeah, we keep working on that. But don't forget, guys, your birthday is tomorrow. I got you a really cool gift. I'm pretty sure your mother going to hook you up too. And we are all proud of you, brother. Thank you for doing the podcast. And we appreciate it. All right, moving on. You can go outside and play now.
Gonna go skate.
Yeah, you can go skateboard.
I'll show you spots.
Yeah. All these wires over here. That was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun.
That's my guy.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm so excited with the fact that he's been able to adjust to the gym life.
Oh yeah, when he first started, I really had to convince him to go because he was so nervous about doing it. He was so intimidated. He was not as in shape as he is now, obviously, because he's been working out for over a month.
Yeah.
But that was part of the reason why he didn't want to do it, because he said he wasn't very good at jumping rope. He's just not very athletic, and he felt weak. And I told him, like, that's not a good enough reason not to try, not to get started.
That's a good mother.
Thank you. Because he wanted to do it. He's actually wanted to get into boxing for years since we watched Rocky a few years back.
Oh my God.
No, we did.
Rocky would do it.
We did like a Rocky marathon. We watched.
Did you really?
Yes, we did. We watched all of them. He got super into he got hyped.
Rocky would do it, man.
I was so serious.
If you want your kids to get into boxing, make them watch Rocky.
And it was a few years ago. So he's turning 12 tomorrow. He must have been like 9 or 10 maybe at the time. I bought him a little speed bag that he hung off of his door. I got him little hand wraps and the toy gloves, basically, you know. And I actually meant to look into finding a place for him to take classes. And that just kind of never happened. And
then you just start dating the perfect guy.
And then I started dating a guy with a gym.
The perfect guy. The perfect guy, you could say.
And then I found the most perfect, amazing, perfect, incredible guy with a gym.
Facts.
And
facts.
Yeah. MMA fighter. Used to do it all.
I have to also give a shout out to my homie Carlos, because he teaches the boxing class, and he does a great job, you know, and I know sometimes it's difficult when you're going from, he teaches a youth class and an adult class, and going from kids to adults, you know, and sometimes having some of the kids in the adult class could be, you know, a lot of stress, and, you know, he does his best with it, and yeah, man, thank you, bro, thank you, because people like Kevin, you know, it means the world to him.
Yeah.
You know, to be in a situation where as you learn this like a combat sport like boxing, which is so intense and it's so one-on-one. There's no team. There's nobody you pass it to. There's nobody that can come assist you. It's just you. It could be very intimidating. So to have a good instructor and a good environment is important. So
yeah, definitely appreciate all you do, Carlos.
Yeah.
Kevin's been having a blast in class, and when we started, it was like, okay, just try it out. Just commit to it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to keep doing it. Yeah. And it was only Tuesdays and Thursdays that he was going to go originally, but he was hooked after the first night. Yeah. And then he started asking to go on Fridays, and Friday's sparring night. And so, yeah, he's hooked. And I actually brought it up to him the other day. I was like, you know, as a joke, I think I told him yesterday, I was like, you know, now that you've committed and you gave it an honest try, you don't have to keep doing it anymore if you don't want to. He laughed. Because he loves it, you know. Yeah. There's no way he wants to quit now.
Well, I mean that's good, because I think he has a really good place in the gym. You know, he's just a really cool kid. He's very, very respectful. He tries his hardest. You know, he doesn't play around in class. You know, so having him a part of class is really cool, and he's never been an issue. Sometimes you bring a kid into adult class and they're just not mature enough to adapt to the more to the older crowd, and he has done a good job in doing that. So you raise a decent young man,
and little prince.
Yeah, appreciate that. So thank you. But you know what? You've been jumping into something new yourself.
I have.
Yeah. So while your son been doing boxing, you've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I've been trying. I've been trying my best. Same mentality really as Kevin starting boxing. I started at the beginning of the year. That's when you rolled out the key program, right?
Yeah,
towards the beginning of January. Yeah. Again, wasn't in shape. Never done it before. Pretty intimidating. And I just decided that I would commit and give it an honest try and kind of take it from there. And it's definitely one of the most difficult things I've ever done, ever learned.
Why do you think Jiu-Jitsu is so difficult? I mean, because I have my own theory, and I get into that, but I would like to hear your point of view.
There's just so much that you can do in Jiu-Jitsu. Now, with a sport like boxing, or like me growing up, I played basketball. I feel like the movements are a lot more limited in some of these other sports. Yeah. You can work on your technique, and you can work on improving the way you're doing that movement. But with Jiu-Jitsu, there's just so much that you can do. I don't even know. There's so much.
Yeah, so you told me once, which was you didn't know that you could choke a person out with their own clothes. Yeah. And that was such a powerful statement.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Because it showed, no offense, it showed your ignorance to like self-defense.
I show my ignorance a lot. Pretty much every time I talk to you about fighting.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, like, because most people they just think about punching and kicking and maybe some front head chokes, you know, to the normal citizen. But the techniques that jiu-jitsu teaches you was like, wow, I had no idea that you can do that, and it was so awesome to hear you say that.
Yeah, there's so many steps involved. There's so many different routes that you can go when you're rolling around with somebody, and I don't know if I'll ever learn enough to actually be able to submit someone and, you know, actually win like a match or whatever. Because there's a lot.
I mean, well, it's
if I try to do something and that doesn't work, I have to be able to do something else. And I'm like, okay, I know how to do this. So if you let me do this, then I might be able to take you out if you just, you know, don't fight back.
See, that's
the whole, like, the person's going to be fighting back and I got to do all this stuff. So
for people who don't train in jiu-jitsu, I'm going to give you a little bit of breakdown. And most of the people that follow me do jiu-jitsu at least know about it. But for the people that's kind of new to the sport, jiu-jitsu was designed for a smaller person to take out a bigger person. It was designed that you could use leverage technique and to subdue your opponent with some type of lock, shoulder lock, knee lock, foot lock, and chokes. And because of gi, you are able to use their clothes against them, which can level the playing field between size advantages. Right. You know, if I'm bigger than you, and I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, I'm just some drunk idiot in the streets trying to do you harm, you can choke me out with my collar and I can be just like you. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing. So you start grabbing my collar, next you know, I'm not paying attention to it and I'm trying to punch you with something, and next you know I'm going to sleep. And that's the beauty.
So cool.
Yeah, that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu, and the fact that you have tried it out, been very consistent at every class. And this is tough. And the reason why it's tough is because of the fact that you had no concept of martial art training.
Yeah, I sure didn't.
Yeah.
I went in pretty blind. But it was so new and out of my comfort zone, and I truly believe that when you do things that are out of your comfort zone or stuff that you're ignorant to, when you give yourself an opportunity to be a novice again, and have to go through that journey of learning and humbling yourself and making mistakes, it's a tremendous growing experience. It's always a growing experience. So it doesn't matter what you do in life. If you're constantly finding something that's new and different and trying new things, you're just going to grow as a person. So that's why I was so open to doing it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, but I know that I can try, and I know that I'll be able to get something out of it. So
I mean,
let's do it.
At the end of the day, that's all you can do is try. I mean, because to be honest with you, I love that white belt mentality. That white belt is like when people first start, they just want to learn. They're like, it's such a new world. And after years and years and years of training, sometimes you get a little bit, you know, lazy with it, and you know, but I love dealing with new people because it just inspires me again, because their face and the energy, it makes me want to keep learning myself.
Yeah.
Because I tell you my story.
Tell me your story.
And why I got into jiu-jitsu. So anyway, I got into it years ago, probably about like 2005. I was in New York and I heard about this school called from Marcelo Garcia Academy, right? And Marcelo Garcia, he's one of the best in the world, right? He's one of the best fighters when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and one of the best instructors. So I wanted to go and check out his academy. So I went there, took a class. Yeah. Great class. I learned a couple of things. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I wasn't too sure if I was going to sign up or not.
Okay.
But so he taught some technique, and then after the class, it was open roll time. Now, mind you, I used to wrestle. So I had some grappling experience.
So you're like, I got this.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, I want to test myself. Also, I was bigger than what I was am now, because I used to bodybuild. Oh. And yeah, so I was like 217. I had a lot of muscles.
So you're like, give me the biggest guy here.
Yes, I wanted to test myself. And then Marcelo, the professor, he told me to go with this girl. She needed a partner. And I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I was a little bit annoyed. Because I was like...
Because you were the buffest, manliest man there.
Well, I felt like I was going to hurt this girl.
Oh, okay.
I felt like if I moved the wrong way, if I grabbed her, so I'm thinking...
women don't have muscles.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I need to kind of move nice and slow, be easy, play with her. But I thought it was going to be a waste of my time. Like, she's probably going to get some work, but I'm just going to be, just not doing much. But in any case... But I was respectful and I rolled with her because the professor told me to roll with her.
Did her a favor.
I did her a favor.
That's big of you.
Yes, way big of me. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, guys, that girl tapped me out so many times. I was tap dancing. She was grabbing and pulling and choking me and I didn't know what was going on, and I felt like she was choking me a little extra. Just to prove a point.
Yep. She could tell all that arrogance, all that ego.
Yeah, and it was so embarrassing because the class was seeing it. I'm this big buff guy being tapped out, but the girl was like no more than 125, 130. Mm-hmm. And then I'm looking at the professor. He's looking at me, and then he comes on and is like, "Yeah, she's good, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, she's good, man. She killed me." Come to find out, that female was his fiance. Okay. She was a brown belt. I didn't really understand belt systems.
Right, okay.
And I tell you what, I said, "Professor, tell me, where do I sign up? I don't even care how much it costs. I need to learn this. If I could have all these muscles and this little girl could tap me out, I need to learn this." That's my story. True story.
And you learned something that day. That is a beautiful story.
I always wonder.
That is a beautiful story.
I always wonder if the professor did this to like humble me. Like, was this part of his grand plan? Like
he had some kind of ego radar, and as soon as he saw you walk in the door with your chest puffed out, he just knew right then and there. He's like, all right, he's.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, surprise, surprise. I had a little bit of an ego, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
Do you?
Back then, I'm way more humble now.
Oh yeah, you are.
I'm way more humble now.
Way more humble. I would never use that word with you.
But yeah. So I learned that sometimes just having big muscles doesn't mean that you are a good fighter or better, a good competitor. And I had to really rethink my whole idea of a fighter and an athlete. And thankfully, Marcelo Garcia accepted me into his academy, and I learned under him, and I became the fighter that I am today, and really due to that day. I'm pretty sure if I went in there and ran through guys and did whatever, which wouldn't have happened, but in my mind I was thinking of what was going to happen. Right. I probably would have quit the sport earlier, but when she beat me up, it just made me hungry to learn. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yesterday was a pretty cool day.
Yesterday was.
Yeah.
What did we do yesterday?
Yeah, we did a self-defense class.
We did. That's right.
A woman's only self-defense class.
Right. We did. That was a fun class.
Yeah.
That was full of like these aha moments. Every time you showed us how to get away from somebody, the little maneuvers that you would do. I never thought of any of them. I don't think I could think of anything like that. But they were simple and they were effective, and I think all the ladies they loved it. Yeah.
So a friend of mine, she was actually my yoga instructor, Lori Blackman. She contacted me a couple of weeks ago about teaching a woman's only self-defense course, and was just on Facebook. She asked me if I would be interested. I was like, yeah. I'm always down to help out and give back to the community, and it was all donation based, so it wasn't like people had to pay a lot of money to do it. So she invited all her friends, and I also invited a couple of my friends for the gym. Of course, I invited my girlfriend, and the class was very interesting because we talking about people who never trained martial arts,
right?
Okay, and so I had to break it down to make it easy for them to understand at their level, and things they could easily take away and put in their pockets and be able to use. If something bad happened. Yeah. And I had a lot of fun. My friend Dave helped me. He was my assistant coach. He's always there for me.
You guys work great together.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing the
podcast. You guys are cute together. Yeah. You make a great couple.
Yeah. We definitely kind of feed off each other. We could joke around and stay on task. But here's my thing about self-defense. A lot of females, and even some guys, have a little bit of a victim's mentality. Meaning that they'll only worry about something after something happens. Okay? So I like to be more proactive instead of reactive, meaning that I want to train my body. I want to train people around me to make sure that they can protect themselves so we can reduce the chance of anything ever happening.
Right.
And I think that's important. What do you think?
Makes perfect sense. I feel like everyone I know could, well, people that aren't fighters already, could benefit from taking this class and from learning how to defend themselves, because it's really, like you said, it's not something you think about until you need it, and by then it's too late. Yeah,
it's too late. And also, so when it comes to self-defense, besides just learning how to protect yourself, it also helps build your self-confidence. And having the ability, and with that self-confidence, you'll have a strong ability to say no. Meaning, so just like we talked about yesterday, and I would go back over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially being a female, even some guys' situation, but typically this happens to a female. You get put into a position whereas you don't have the confidence to say no. So you let certain things happen that you don't feel comfortable with because you're afraid if you say no that the person that you're saying no to may become more aggressive.
Right.
Or whatever. So you kind of let it happen, and then later on you feel very bad about it, and you wish you could have did something more.
Right.
But when you go through a self-defense class, you will have the ability to not only say no, but also have the confidence that if this person became more aggressive, you can do something about it. So your no is going to be backed up with actions if that person persists.
I myself have been in that situation where maybe a strong, firm no would have been enough to get that person to leave me alone.
Yeah.
But I've also felt like I don't want to provoke them. I don't want to make them mad. So I'm just going to try to be more passive or just try to play it off, maybe laugh it off or something like that. And when you do that, you're not clearly communicating how you feel. So sometimes it is scary to be able to speak up and say no. And sometimes that really is all it takes is a serious no.
Yeah.
And like you said, but you can't say it though, unless you know that if they don't listen, you can do something about it.
Exactly, because it could be a situation like, if you're on a date or something and the guy's a little bit drunk, whatever the case may be, he's been a little bit fresh. And you saying, no, stop playing. You're so crazy. Stop playing. And it's kind of passively no. In his mind, he's thinking no really means yeah. And that's a problem, right? So instead of that, if you had that confidence of knowing that if you became aggressive, you could defend yourself. So when you say no, stop, that person's going to be like, whoa, okay, she really means it.
Yeah.
And that could prevent some things from happening.
Right.
Okay. And now and because you have that self-confidence and you got your techniques behind self-defense, you are able to gauge his intentions, meaning that if he's just making a stupid mistake because he's a little bit drunk, he stopped himself, he correct himself.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But if he wants to keep going, now it's time for you to protect yourself. Yeah. And you can prepare yourself for an attack. Yeah. And then you can use your techniques. And that's why self-defense is so important.
Yeah, definitely. I think that I'm so glad that I took the class. And like I said, the stuff that you taught us, it was simple enough to remember. It's just like a couple steps. This is what you do. We got to actually go through the motions. You got to explain to us why we were doing what we were doing, how we were using leverage, how we were attacking weak spots on people.
Yeah. And
it's not about muscle. It's not even about size. Some of the drills that we did, you could do on somebody who is a foot taller than you.
Yeah. We actually addressed if you was going against somebody a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Because not every technique is, Bob Marley once said this, and I think it kind of could go for a lot of different things. You can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time. Meaning that if you have one technique, it doesn't mean it's going to work on everybody all the time.
Right.
So you got to have variations and different options, and that's what it comes down to. Because you never know the person going to attack you here, the person going to attack you with a punch, they're going to attack, they're going to grab you, or whatever the case may be. So just having different options, is going to make yourself way more prepared for almost anything.
Taking that class yesterday really got me thinking about Jiu-Jitsu and the connection between self-defense and Jiu-Jitsu, and how, like I was saying, that's something that I really feel like everybody could benefit from. Anyone who is interested in learning how to defend themselves. Taking a jiu-jitsu class, it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
Because if you're someone who, which I don't explain this to you, and it's probably going to sound crazy, but maybe there are some other people out there that will know what I mean and can relate to this feeling of when I first started jiu-jitsu. One thing I had to get over right away was being taken down.
Yeah.
Falling to the ground.
Yeah. Freak
and
you out.
Yeah, if people don't knock you over on a daily basis, that's not a normal feeling, you know. And like that's what it is.
Knock you over.
Like that's what they're doing. They're knocking each other. You're letting someone knock you down to the ground over and over and over again.
Yeah. And
your initial feeling is like panic. I come being attacked. I'm on the ground. I'm on my back, and just that in itself, being knocked down. Yeah. If someone were to assault you or attack you or something, that could be enough to make you feel like you're helpless and like you're a victim, and to kind of give up. But when you get into the habit of doing it all the time, you learn that like being on your back, you're not in a bad spot in jiu-jitsu. That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, because
there's plenty of stuff you can do when you're on your back. So if someone knocked me down, I wouldn't feel helpless.
Yeah.
Now that I've been,
you want to just roll over and like just. You know, please stop, and actually stop.
It's like, I know a lot of moves from this position. I can still choke you out. Yeah. I know how to use my my body to roll you over. Or, like
at least you could hold the person back, because sometimes you're not able to choke the person out because of the person just physically too big, too strong. Mm-hmm. But at least you could hold the person back a little bit until you could scream and get some help, and somebody could come help. So a lot of times, you know, just like I talked about it yesterday, self-defense does not always mean you have to engage.
Right.
Meaning that if I could just punch you real quick and hit you in the sore spot and run away,
get away.
That's the best option sometimes. This person may be too big, too strong for you to sit there and try to like go toe-to-toe and go a couple rounds with him. Mm-hmm. So if I could poke you in the eyeball and be his out, then that's probably the best option.
Yeah, really, it is.
You know,
talking about your safety, like you got to do what you got to do to get away.
Yeah, while screaming and things like that. Yeah. So I definitely think that we're gonna do more of those self-defense classes, mm-hmm. and we're gonna definitely really promote more jiu-jitsu, because I really think that jiu-jitsu is a sport, but it is also a self-defense martial art that you can really use, because a lot of attacks happen on the floor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a lot of times people will grab you, wrestle, you get tackled down, next to you on the floor, and you have to figure out, how do I not only stop this person from attacking me, how do I get away, or how do I put this person in the worst position possible to make him pay for trying to attack me?
Yeah, exactly.
Those things are important.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys. We're gonna probably post out some dates for some, you know, more self-defense classes.
Yeah, I know we had a lot of people interested and a lot of people that wanted to come to this last one but couldn't make it, but asked to stay updated. And another friend of mine, Sarah Smith, she reached out to me and asked if you'd be willing to do one for her mom's group. So she's got a group of women that she wants to bring in.
Yeah, so, I'm always open to teach. You know, if you know of a group of females, they could definitely come to the gym, and we could set up a special hour for them and to give them an introduction to self-defense or jiu-jitsu, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'm always open to do that. I love spreading knowledge, and I love helping people so they can feel safe. Like that one girl, her mother brought her, and she's like, I'm assuming she's in her late teens, because she's going to college next year. Mm-hmm. And her mother was worried, like, she plays volleyball, she seemed like an athletic girl, but, you know, she goes to college, she's by herself, and our parents will like, at least feel better knowing that she could defend herself.
Knowing that she knows how to defend herself.
Yeah, exactly. if you ever need to.
Yeah.
You know, that's a scary thought. I got 2 daughters, mm-hmm. and if they was, like, across the country by themselves, I'd be afraid too, but thankfully I've trained my daughters to at least know the basics on things to do if they ever get attacked. That's
so important. You know, I can't wait till you get to a point where you do have a kids jiu-jitsu program.
Yeah, I know.
And I can get Kevin into it, because he's expressed wanting to learn.
You know, it's so funny, because like Carlos, he does such a good job teaching the youth boxing, the kids boxing, and he's so much better at dealing with kids than I am, which is like, kind of weird.
That is not true.
Yeah.
I've seen you in the kids class. You turn into a big kid and...
Yeah, because I'm teaching one class out of like a couple weeks.
Guess.
So like I'm super, I like to have fun.
Yeah, okay.
But I couldn't imagine doing that every day.
Yeah.
Carlos, thank you. But but one day, yeah, we definitely gonna have to have a kids class too for Jiu-Jitsu. So that's something that, you know, as time goes on and we establish some of the other programs I'm starting, we definitely gonna move on to that.
In the works.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's go on to a couple other topics, you know, before we wrap it up. Tell us about that big news.
Oh, my big news.
The big news. I want to hear about this big news. I'm excited. News. Yeah.
Well, as you know, I'm a massage therapist.
That I do know.
And I recently decided to go into business for myself.
So you entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I decided to rent out a little office space. And I am having my... I don't know the difference between a soft opening and a grand opening, but I know that businesses do it, so I'm gonna.
We call it grand opening.
Well, I'm gonna do a soft opening first because that's what you do in business, and then I'm gonna have my grand opening right after it.
Okay.
But,
do you have dates for those?
I do actually. My soft opening.
Okay.
I don't know the rules for soft and grand opening.
Yeah.
I'm opening. I'm open for business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starting on Wednesday. This upcoming Wednesday.
Really?
Was that 21st?
Don't know.
Today's Sunday, so this upcoming Wednesday, I will be taking clients in my new office.
It is the 21st.
It is the 21st.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So tell me, what services are you going to be offering?
I will be offering Swedish deep tissue. I do custom massages, so it's not only one modality per massage. It's based on individual needs. I also do hot stone, Thai. I'm certified in Thai, as well as my favorite, which is cupping. Cupping therapy.
I love cupping. By the way, babe, I had a really tough training session today. Can you cup me later on?
I know you did. You always have it.
Yeah.
Really? You had a tough training session?
I know, always, every day.
Your body hurts?
Yeah, I know.
You want a massage?
Yeah, I keep destroying my body.
Yeah, so, I know. You keep me busy.
So what are you calling this business?
My business, the name of my business is 7 Moons Therapeutic Massage. I named my business after my favorite phases of the moon. Which is almost all of them. It's all the visible ones.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
And
7 Moons Therapeutic.
7 Moons. I'm moon obsessed.
I like it.
Everyone that knows me knows that I'm moon obsessed. But,
yeah. You take a lot of pictures of the moon. And they can see.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to give out the address, or how would somebody get in contact with you? You have any specials going on? I'm
going to do half off for all of my first timers, and I will also do a special for my repeat customers because I hate when businesses only hook up new people. I feel like that's not fair.
Yeah.
I feel like the repeat customers should get something too. So we're all celebrating. Everybody's celebrating. So just message me, contact me, and let's get you on the books.
So half off.
Half off for new time or for first timers. And then if you mention this podcast,
okay, I like what it's doing. Like, promote the podcast.
I'm gonna throw an extra 15 minutes on top of whatever session.
Wow.
Look.
Good.
You're gonna get hooked up.
Yeah. So if somebody comes in and say, "Hey, I saw you on the podcast, Hardwork, Bad Decisions." You would give them what?
An extra 15 minutes.
An extra 15 minutes?
Yes, and that's on top of the half off.
And that's on top of the half off?
That's on top of it.
The more time, that's a steal of a deal.
Yeah, you can.
Sorry. I'm making like one of those bad infomercial guys. That's a steal of a deal. Woo!
Yeah. If you want to start paying me for massages, I'll hook you up with the same deal.
Oh, listen. Honestly,
I'll give you a nice discount.
Honestly, if you wasn't my girlfriend, because I pay you in love, I would. In other things, but I I would definitely pay for your massages. You massage me. You massage my fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody have always said nothing but great things. Because my guys beat themselves up and they're always knocking on your door. Asking for help, and you get them going. And I love the way you do like combine different like styles, going deep tissue with the cupping, and you toss in some Thai work. Like it's so much variations that you could really like. No matter what the situation is, you can help them out for the most part.
And Thai massage, for those of you who are unfamiliar, it's also called assisted yoga. So basically, I'm taking your body through different yoga poses. There's a lot of stretching. Doing a lot of compression techniques, fully clothed, and we're both on a Thai mat, which is on the floor. And, it's an Eastern, obviously it's an Eastern modality, but it's great for athletes, great for joints. It's very fun. It's relaxing. So if anyone wants to try out Thai, like I said, I offer that as well. Thai is one of my favorites to do as well.
Okay.
I love it.
So just to put it back out there, once again, is correct me if I'm wrong, so hopefully I don't need to say the wrong thing. It's half off if it's your first time.
Yes.
Okay. And if you mention Hard Work, Bad Decisions that you've been watching the podcast, okay?
Yes.
Then you get an extra 15 minutes.
Extra 15 minutes.
On
whatever time slot.
Yeah, if you do 60 minutes, you get 75.
Yeah.
If you do 75, you get 90. Okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
I'm good. If you get 90, you get 105.
It's getting hard now.
Yeah, I know.
And 2 hours, come on.
In 2 hours, you get, that's 120, so it'll be 135.
You're amazing.
135 minutes. See, I'm smarter than the average bear. Now,
smarter than the average grizzly bear. Okay.
So you said you will give a little bit of a discount for returning guests, but that's something you're going to work out?
I've got a special for my returning guests. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all celebrating. Everyone's celebrating. Everyone who is coming into my new office is going to be celebrating with me.
Okay. And do you want to give out the address to the new place?
Yeah, the address is 125 North Parkside Drive. And I will post that. I don't expect anybody to remember that, but I'll post that as well as my information. And the Instagram and Facebook pages will be up soon, as well as my website. That's also in the works. So we are really in... I guess, is that why this is like the soft opening? Is that what a soft opening is? Where you like kind of open?
I've never done a soft opening. Maybe,
Yeah, but businesses do that. They're like,
I know, yeah. So like a soft opening is not like, it's like when the business is not like fully 100% ready to go, but they just kind of doing like kind of bare bone minimum services.
Okay.
I'm thinking, like if I remember correctly. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, so your soft opening, grand opening, or soft opening is going to be on Wednesday, February 21st.
And then my grand opening is going to be March 1st.
March 1st. Okay, guys and gals, if you need a massage, this is a lady to go see.
Come see me.
Yeah, and she has multiple ways to get you feeling great. And I think it's awesome.
I love what I do.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about a lot. So the last little piece, next weekend, I was going to give a couple shout outs to some of my fighters who's going to be competing, to my homeboys from Castle Rock, from Fulcrum, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Nick and Evan is going to be competing in Fight to Win Pro Jiu-Jitsu match.
That's going to be fun.
Friday night.
Yes, I can't wait.
And then Saturday we got the tournament. I believe right now we have Dylan, Caleb, Zarek, Teddy, and maybe a couple other people that I'm forgetting. That's going
to be awesome.
Yeah. And then Saturday night, we got my homie Tommy and Ernest going to be doing a boxing fight. Tommy's a pro. Ernest, who just fought 2 weeks ago, he's an amateur. So we can be living in Denver and we can be working a lot next weekend.
That's going to be so much fun. It's so cool to see these guys in the gym, training every day, working their heart out. And when they finally get their moment to compete, it's such a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah,
it's so much more fun when you know the guy.
Yeah,
you know?
For me, being a coach, being a retired fighter, I'm kind of living through these guys because I still got that competitive edge in me. But it's really cool to sit back and help these guys reach their goals and live out their dreams. So I'm going to be there for them, coaching, cornering, and just trying to motivate them. So it's really awesome.
That's so fun. I can't wait. So that's next weekend, you guys. If anyone wants to come up to Denver and join in the festivities, hit us up. We'll let you know how to get tickets.
Yeah. All right, guys. So once again, if you have any questions about our jiu-jitsu program or self-defense course or anything like that, contact me. Check out the website, Victory MMA, HHBoxing.com, or just Google Victory MMA, House of Hard Boxing, either one. Check out our gym. Check out my boy Carlos and myself. I really believe we have one of the best gyms in the state. So
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable with the equipment we have, with the instructions we give, and just the whole environment. So check us out. I guess the last little bit is, if you like this video, even if you don't like it.
If you don't like this video, like it.
Yeah.
And share it and subscribe.
Yeah.
But don't say you don't like it when you share it. Just
act like you like it. Just lie for me.
Just pretend that you like it and share it and subscribe.
Yeah. Go to the YouTube page, Hardwork, Bad Decisions. Subscribe. Also go to the Victory MMA House of Hard Boxing page on YouTube. We got a lot of instructional training videos. How to rock your hands, how to flow spar, our sparring training. Sometimes I record me sparring so you can see me getting punched in the face. So go to the YouTube pages, the Victory MMA House of Hard Boxing YouTube page, and subscribe to that, and go to the Hardwork Bad Decision page, subscribe to that.
Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Have a good day.